Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We're following some breaking news that's happening right now in Moorhead. Police are on the hunt for a man near Bellesley Boulevard after getting a report that he stole a woman's purse and took off with it. Police have been looking for the culprit since about 4 this afternoon. It's unknown at this time if the man has a weapon. Our reporter on the scene says police have the whole section off of 16th Avenue blocked off. Stay with us here on Valley News Live for the latest on this breaking story. Flooded and washed out roads continue to be a problem for many across the valley, and experts say it won't get any better until the ground finally freezes. It's also having an impact on emergency responders. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with officials in Stutsman County today who say so far, so good.
I have not seen this much water going into freeze up at all. I've never experienced this.
With 15 roads closed for business due to high waters and around 20 more with water running across but still passable, Sheriff Kaiser says sometimes you gotta get creative when responding to a call.
I know of a few places that you're actually going through pasture land to get into somebody's farmyard.
But so far, both the Sheriff's Office and Jamestown Ambulance tell me they haven't had any major problems getting to incidents.
It's slow going in some places because it is so soft, but so far we've been able to get through that.
Our ambulances are very heavy, so a lot of the times even just running into those still kind of muddy, wet roads can pose some problems.
But Kaiser adds those soppy roads can impact response times by about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the road and its condition.
It does add time. There's no doubt that it does add time.
But Andrew Berkey says to avoid time issues, emergency responders rely heavily on the county to update road maps and on dispatch to reroute them.
And just trying to communicate as much as we can on what's closed, what's not passable, what other routes we need to take.
Berkey added his crews also stay on top of any new road closures or problem areas and are always prepared for the worst.
Our guys know that when they come in here, they got to have a 72-hour bag packed if they do get stuck, because that certainly happened too, where you can't get out, no one can come get you.
Both say they hope a hard freeze comes soon, but know that also means there'll be much more to deal with come spring. In Jamestown, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Both the Sheriff's Office and Jamestown Ambulance say their departments also have vehicles with either tracks or four-wheel drive to get them or help them get around when road conditions take a turn for the worse. New information tonight. Agents from the Federal Aviation Administration have released video at the scene of a fatal plane crash near Aberdeen, South Dakota. A single-engine plane bound for North Dakota took off from the Aberdeen airport on October 9th, but apparently crashed shortly after takeoff. The wreckage wasn't found until Monday. Today, our affiliate, KSFY News, spotted FAA agents investigating the scene of the wreckage in a slough roughly 7 miles north of the Aberdeen airport. The 70-year-old pilot, Gerald Saliski, died in that crash. What a difference a day makes when there's not as much wind. Let's find out more about this evening in your No Wait weather. Justin?
And thank you, Andrea. Good evening, everybody. Yes, we had less wind, but it was a lot cooler today compared to the last couple of days. Let's take a look at the current temperatures outside. Normal high this time of year into the upper 40s to lower 50s, depending on where you are. Current temperatures around the region only into the mid-30s across portions of Lakes Country into northwestern Minnesota. Upper 30s from the northern valley to Devil's Lake Basin. Fargo to Jamestown near that 40-degree mark. We still have breezy winds from the north. That is a cool flow of around 10 to 20 miles per hour and a lot of cloud cover. That's also keeping the temperatures down, but could see a few peaks of sun, especially out toward Jamestown and north of Ellendale right now. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, but we will have a decrease in the clouds during the overnight. That will get temperatures down into the lower 30s by around the midnight hour. Some of us into the lower to mid 20s for lows, but there is a warm up on the way and more sunshine over the next couple of days. We'll have the details on that coming up later in the newscast.
That sounds good. Thank you, Justin. A Grand Forks man is facing sexual assault and aggravated assault charges after police say he strangled a woman while forcefully kissing her. 19-year-old Brock Dosh appeared in Grand Forks County District Court today. Grand Forks police say Dosh forcibly kissed a woman who he previously dated, despite her telling him repeatedly to stop. Police say she reportedly pushed Dosh away several times, but he continued forcing himself on her. Dosh told police he strangled the woman while kissing her because he believed she liked it. A 19-year-old Jamestown man is in jail after police say he took off after they tried to pull him over, causing an officer to get hurt. Officials say police tried to stop Christian Moore around 9:30 last night, but he kept going. He eventually ditched the car and took off running. After a brief chase, Moore was arrested. One officer was injured during that chase, but is expected to be okay. Moore is now being charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, driving with a suspended license, failure to halt, fleeing in a motor vehicle, and reckless driving. Authorities in the area are looking for a stolen crane. This morning, the Cass County Sheriff's Office released this picture asking for any information on the theft. If you've seen this crane, you're urged to call the phone number on your screen, 241-5873. And this reminder to watch out for deer on the roads. A woman in Hubbard County, Minnesota, was taken to a hospital after hitting one with her car. The State Patrol says it happened this morning around 7. The woman needed to be treated for injuries, but she is expected to be okay. Officials with Game and Fish say deer are more active this time of year around dawn and dusk. And while it may seem against common sense, you should not swerve to avoid hitting a deer. That could put you at risk of hitting an oncoming car or rolling in the ditch, resulting in more injuries and damage. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison organized an event for people who are taking the first steps at learning how and why hate exists. Last month, a hate crime forum was supposed to be held at the St. Cloud Public Library, but was postponed due to safety concerns. Ellison says recruitment to hate groups is a top concern he's heard from parents across the state. It's why he hopes sessions like this one give people the knowledge they need to identify and stop it.
We want Americans, we want Minnesotans to solve their differences of opinion through the ballot box and through civil discourse, not other ways.
The hate crime listening sessions have been happening across the state, from Fergus Falls to Minneapolis. The next one is scheduled for December 3rd in Rochester. Police in southeastern England say they found 39 bodies in a truck container believed to have come from Bulgaria, with one suspect taken into custody. UK leaders spoke out about the tragedy in Parliament this morning. NBC's Steve Patterson reports from England.
This is a grim scene here in Essex, an industrial park about 20 miles east of central London. At least 39 people were discovered dead in that container attached to that big rig, 38 of them adults, with one teenager, no survivors. The truck was found very early this morning. It was an anonymous source that tipped off first responders who made that awful discovery. The driver, a 25-year-old man from Northern Ireland, has been taken into custody, has not been charged yet, has not been identified yet, but obviously police have several questions for him as their investigation kicks off here. At question today at certain points was the route of the truck. Originally, it was found to be registered and thought to be located in Eastern Europe, but police now have a confirmed route through Belgium down here to southern UK. And politicians are speaking out about this.
This is an unimaginable tragedy and truly heartbreaking.
We should just think for a moment of what inhumanity is done to other human beings at this terrible moment.
Investigators, again, continue a lock on this scene. They do expect to release more updates throughout the day. We're here all day long. I'm Steve Patterson in Essex, NBC News.
Officials say Britain is a popular destination for migrants. Smugglers often cross the English Channel to traffic people into the country. Calm remains for now after a ceasefire deadline in the now Turkish-controlled areas of northern Syria. This comes after President Trump announced an end to economic sanctions on Turkey at a news conference this afternoon. And Russia and Syria are sending military assets to the border region as part of an agreement between the three countries.
Turkey, Syria, and all forms of the Kurds have been fighting for centuries. We have done them a great service, and we've done a great job for all of them. And now we're getting out. Long time.
Iraq's prime minister reiterated an earlier position that U.S. troops would be permitted to pass through Iraq, but could not stay without permission. And this reminder to join us this Saturday for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show. Coverage begins at 1 live from Brookings, South Dakota, with kickoff to follow at 2 between the Bison and the Jackrabbits on the KVLY and KFYR Bison Football Network.